Hello, hi, welcome to my channel once again. My name is Juliet. Today I'm going to be preparing pasta in creamy green sauce, and the pasta I'll be using is Penne pasta. And as usual, I'll be listing the ingredients and measurements in the description box. And I'll be using chicken breast fillets, which I have already washed, and I'll be using Parmesan cheese and cream cheese, and I'll be using chestnut mushroom. I love chestnut mushrooms. And I'll also be using spring onions and the green chilies. So these green chilies are quite mild, and because they are mild, I'm going to be adding hot green chilies that I blended earlier. So I'm using a tablespoon of that hot green chilies, and I'll be using baby spinach. So I'm going to go ahead and slice up the mushroom. I've already washed this mushroom. I always wash my mushrooms and I left them to drip dry. I grew up eating mushrooms where the mushrooms grew outdoor and the rainwater actually watered it, and it still retained the nutrients and it was still delicious to eat. So as you know, mushrooms are very rich in they're good source of vitamin D, and these chestnut mushrooms are so nice. I've sliced them up and I'm going to set them aside and go ahead and slice the chicken. So I'm slicing the chicken breast fillet into long strips, but you can actually cut this up into any shape that you prefer, and you can also use any other source of protein. So you can use prawns or beef, whatever you prefer, or even leave it out entirely. There's no set way of doing this, so it's just a matter of your preference. So I'm going to season this chicken with salt and a little sprinkle of chicken stock powder. So I've deseeded the green pepper and I'm going to cut them up, and I'll be blending them with the other ingredients. So I'm blending all the ingredients except the garlic. So as you know, green peppers are or rather bell peppers in general are high in vitamins A and C. So we've got quite a lot of ingredients with high nutrients in this recipe. So for the onions, I'll be blending half and I'll leave half to fry with the garlic later. So I'm not putting too much water in this. I'm not using much water to blend these peppers because I don't want it too watery. So like I said, this is a green sauce. So I'm adding a handful of the baby spinach just to give it that rich green color. The rest of the baby spinach, I'll be adding them whole in the recipe later. So I'm going to be sauteing the mushrooms. I'm using butter to saute the mushroom, just a small amount of butter, but if you prefer, you can use oil to saute the mushrooms. And mushrooms have high water content anyway, so it's going to release a lot of water. When this happens, don't worry, the mushrooms will absorb the water back, so it's fine. As you can see, there's quite a lot of water, and as I keep frying it, it's going to absorb the water back, and this is what really gives it that rich flavor because nothing is lost, so it soaks everything back again. And the water is dried up, it soaked it back in, well absorbed. And at this stage I'm going to be seasoning the mushroom, so I'll be using salt and black pepper to season it, and then I'm going to cook it for another 1 minute, or rather fry it for another 1 minute with the heat toned down because we don't want it to burn. So after 1 minute of seasoning it, it's come up nicely. I'm going to set this aside and then go ahead with the rest of the ingredients. So I've got oil in the pan and I'm frying the chicken breast. So I'm not frying this to I'm not frying it to be too dry. I think the idea is actually to lock in the flavor and to firm it up enough so that when it goes in the pasta mixture, it doesn't fall apart. So it's still juicy at this stage, it's not dry. And I'm setting this aside and then go ahead with the rest of the recipe. So I'm frying the onions and the garlic. So I'll fry this for about a minute before adding the green sauce. So the green sauce is gone in. I'll mix this together and cover it and leave it frying for another 4 minutes. So after 4 minutes, I'm going to add the seasonings. So the chicken stock pot, the hot green chilies, and then the herbs will be going in. So the herbs I'm using is dried oregano and cumin powder. And I will not be adding salt at this stage because, as you saw earlier, I added salt to the mushrooms and to the chicken, and I'll be adding salt to cook the pasta later, so I don't want it too salty, and that's why I'm not adding salt at this stage. I'm going to leave this frying for 5 minutes while I go ahead and boil the pasta. So the pasta goes into the boiling water and I'm adding salt. So for this pasta, I'm not going to cook it to soften. So it will still be slightly hard and it will finish cooking in the sauce. So the sauce is come on nicely. It's ready to receive the other ingredients. So at this stage, I'll be adding the cream cheese and the Parmesan cheese. But if you don't like cheese, you can make the white sauce using flour and milk. So you don't have to use cheese if you don't like it. I've actually drained the pasta and I've added it to the sauce and mixed it together. The mushroom and the chicken is going in now, and I'm going to mix everything together and leave it to cook for about 5 minutes. So the pasta is going to finish cooking in this sauce, so it will have the chance to actually cook with the sauce, and all the flavor in the sauce will soak into the pasta and make it very, very flavorful. So after 5 minutes, I've turned off the heat. The pasta is cooked nicely, it's not mushy, and it's still, chewy, which is nice. And I'm adding the baby spinach. So the baby spinach doesn't have to cook. The heat in the pasta will soften it because I've already turned off the heat. So the heat in the pasta will soften the baby spinach. And this recipe is a variation from the pasta in tomato sauce, but the green creamy sauce is so nice. It's so nice. You really need to try this recipe, guys. It's so nice. So everything is come on very, very well, just the way I want it. And I'm going to go ahead and plate it. So I've plated it and I've seasoned it with the remaining Parmesan cheese and sliced some red chillies on top. And this pasta is delish, guys. Is delish. Very nice. I hope you've enjoyed watching this video, and do give me a thumbs up if you like this video, and hit the subscription button and the notification bell so you keep getting my videos. I hope you guys are enjoying my videos. So till I see you in my next video, stay safe and bye.